it's me, Natalie. I was just doing a little bit of research and I thought I'd turn on the camera and let you in on what I've discovered. This research was sparked by an awesome video from Tom at Tom Reads Things. I will link the video down below, where he explained his favourite Victorian novels. And I thought, I wonder what everybody's favourite is. And so I went on a hunt and I looked at 20 different videos or lists on blogs of everyone's favourite Victorian novel. And I wrote them all down. There's 2 pages of them. I got some good recommendations from there, but yeah. And I put little tally marks beside the books every time they were mentioned. And so I've come up with a top 10 favourite Victorian novels of people across the internet. I just thought it was interesting to know what that top 10 would be. So if you're interested, keep watching. The most recommended, the most favourite of all Victorian novels that got mentioned across the sites that I saw was Jane Eyre. And this was a clear winner. This was mentioned how many times? 14 times across the 20 things that I looked at. When people talked about this book, their connection was to Jane and her as a person, her strength as a woman. Like, there was just all about, oh, I love Jane. She's just so amazing. And I was like, okay, what does she do that's so amazing? So I'm glad this is on my TBR for Victober. If I get to it, if you've been watching my vlogs, I'm a little behind on my reading schedule already. But hopefully I can down this book and love it just as much as everybody else. So yeah, this is the most loved Victorian novel on the internet, according to my research. The novel that came in second was Wuthering Heights. I have this really bizarre copy and I can't work out if those cracks are meant to be there. I read Wuthering Heights a long time ago, so I do need to reread it now that everybody says how much they love it. Maybe next Victober. But everybody was just kind of swoony about this book, right? It's just evokes the love and yeah, all of the feels. So that was kind of the general reaction. So it got the second biggest number of votes as the favourite Victorian novel. So I don't think there's much surprise with this one though. But the third one was a big surprise to me. The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. And I think this was a surprise to me because obviously I know this book. I have it on my shelf, obviously, but I just didn't think it was that popular. But apparently it is, according to the research that I have done. And when people talked about this, they talked about the strength of the leading lady. What's her name? Is it Helen? Yeah, Helen. And how it was a really good portrayal of a woman during this time who leaves an unhappy marriage or something like that. Is that what she does? She's an artist? Yeah, she's an artist. So I guess people might love this for the same reason they love Jane Eyre, and that it's a strong female character. I don't know, but yeah, this was a surprise at number 3. So that's your top 3, according to the research that I did. Are you surprised by that? So the rest of the top 10 are made up of 3 books that I've already read. So there's Far From the Madding Crowd, which is a special place in my heart. My first Victorian novel ever read, and introduced me to Hardy, who just, his writing makes me incredibly happy. This is another book with a really strong female character. It's not Eustace, what's her name? Bathsheba. I loved this book because of Bathsheba. She's this demon of a woman who takes over this farm, and then she has 3 men that chase her, and she's just this powerhouse of strength. And I just really loved that we got a story, a farming story, set in the Victorian era where a woman runs the show and calls the shots. So I liked that. So maybe there is this strong woman theme through this. Anyway, so that was in the running. And then the 2 Gas Girls were in the top 10, Wives and Daughters and North and South. I just finished North and South, loved it. Wives and Daughters holds a special place in my heart because it was, you know, in my first Victober, and I just adore Mary. Need we say more? But Yeah, Gas Girl got 2 in the top 10 most voted as the favourite Victorian novels. Yeah, I need to come up with something that's a little shorter. I've read both. I loved both. Both are 5 stars. This I'm more emotionally connected to than this one, but they are both really, really enjoyable and easy Victorian reads. So, yeah, they're the 3 that I've read. The next one is on my radar because I have it on my shelves, but I only bought it because of the cover. I loved this cover. Isn't it fabulous? So this is Vanity Fair by William Thackeray. I just found this so much fun. And then reading the back when I was preparing for this video, yes, there was some preparation involved, though I didn't expect to film it. I just kind of did some research and thought you might be interested. Anyway, when I read the back of it, this is what it says. And this is what Thackeray quotes this book to be. It says, in it there is a great quantity of eating and drinking, making love and jilting, laughing and the contrary, smoking, cheating, fighting, dancing and fiddling. There are bullies pushing about, bucks ogling the women, knaves picking pockets, policemen on the lookout, quacks bawling in front of their booths, and yokels looking up at the tinselled dancers and poor old rouged tumblers. I mean, it just sounds like a ball of fun. If you've read Vanity Fair and it is a ball of fun, let me know. If it's not, let me know too, because I've got a perception about this book that makes me want to read it immediately. So yeah, this was another favourite amongst the internet for their Victorian novel recommendations. And one that wasn't even on my radar, even though I think it's one of the read-alongs this month. I could be wrong there. Anyway, it's the Oscar Wilde novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray. I just never have thought about reading Oscar Wilde. And even when the read-along thing came up, I haven't participated because I wasn't initially drawn to it. And I shouldn't write that off because I could have discovered something wonderful. And now that this book is in the top 10 favourites of Victorian novels on the internet, I kind of feel like I've missed out on that, but I will get to it. I intend to make sure I've read all of these. When people spoke about this book, they really, again, emotionally connected with the character. It reminded me of the chats that people were having about Jane Eyre, that it was all about Dorian Gray and about that kind of protective connection to the character. So that has intrigued me also. So yeah, I'll pick it up for sure someday. And then we've got a signal from the universe. So I've been hit a lot through Victober TBR's Tom in his video that sparked all of this research that I'm linking down below, spoke a lot about Dickens. Everybody's talking about Dickens. Everybody's reading a Dickens novel. I know that Sarah at Hardcover Hearts, she's starting from his first novel and working through the Dickens catalogue. I just haven't seen Charles Dickens in front of me as much as I have this Victober. And then the last 2 books on this top 10 list that I've just researched just then are 2 Dickens books. So the first one is Bleak House, and then the second one is Great Expectations. I have neither on my shelves because I haven't been interested in reading any Dickens. I don't know whether it's because my perception of his writing is very set in the city from a male point of view. Could I be wrong there? Tell me if I'm wrong. That's my perception. With Hardy, the books that I've read and my perception of his writing is that it's sort of more of a rural settings and sort of a kind of a working class base. And I could be wrong about that because I haven't read nearly all of Hardy's works. But sort of Dickens, I think, is sort of more set in the grungy London city society kind of scenes, and that doesn't appeal to me as much as the rural stuff. So that's why, I'm just telling you that because that's why I haven't been drawn to pick up Dickens in the past. But with it all coming in front of me, I'm really thinking that I need to get it sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, I don't have these 2 on my shelf. I I have Nicholas Nickleby, David Copperfield, and A Christmas Carol, which I'll read at Christmas. But if you have any tips for me or know anybody who has any tips for me on where I should start with Dickens, I probably need to start with a bang. So give me your favourite Dickens novel, whether it's Bleak House or, what was the other one? Great Expectations. Whether it's either one of those two, let me know. Because I feel like that this is being put in front of me for a reason. I probably need to act on it sooner rather than later. Or maybe next Victober. Oh, too many books, not enough time. So that's it. This was just a bit of fun. I mean, I'm sure I missed out on a heap of content that says otherwise, or would have pushed these votes in a different way. But it was just a bit of fun that I was wondering about. And so I just picked up pen and paper and just kind of put together this top 10 list. And it certainly means that I'm going to give more priority to these books. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But they've become a bit more solid on my radar, that's for sure. If there's any that you think should not be on there that I've mentioned, or any that you think should be on there and I've really missed out and really need to make an effort to read those books that are your favorites, let me know. It's all just a bit of fun. So yeah, any opinions on this, I welcome. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying Victober. I am in the middle of my first Anthony Trollope, which is interesting. I won't rant about it here, but I'm making a vlog, so you'll get to see my live reactions to his very long sentences. What are you guys reading? Are you on track with your Victober reading? Are you having a ball? Let's chat in the comments. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed joining me in this little bit of impromptu research. Okay guys, I'll chat to you in the next video. Bye.